Coast Wrestling of Louisiana presents Spring in the Ring, live April 28th at the Amelia Recreation Center in Amelia, Louisiana. For more ticket information, call 985-518-0433 or visit our brand new website, gcw-gulfcoastwrestling.com.
I'm addicted and expensive. Byron Wilcott, and I'm watching WGS-TV.
Welcome to another installment of WGS-TV right here on youtube.com/WrestleGamer. First off, welcome my special guest, the Big Machine Cody Hawkinz. Cody, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good, Bill. Good to see you, man.
What we're going to be doing on this video, guys, is we're going to be breaking down the Extreme Rules pay-per-view we got coming up this Sunday. The first match we're going to start off with was a match they announced on Monday Night Raw for the YouTube pre-show. I'm pretty sure they probably have it on WWE's Facebook page as well. It's going to be for the United States title, Santino Marella defending the title against The Miz. Now, Cody, we've seen The Miz, he's suffered his, losing streak. He's always been having a lot of heat backstage. Of course, rumors going with Triple H and everything like that. But we saw at WrestleMania, he's starting to turn it around. He was the pivotal factor in Team Johnny winning. Do you see them this Sunday, him gaining the title off of Santino Marella at the YouTube pre-show?
Well, determining on the push that's going on with The Miz, Santino's too big of a face to lose that title just yet, because he's still getting a lot of heat. The Miz might have a big legitimate amount of heat going on. He's got a good storyline heading up. Excuse me. But the thing is, Santino, he's got such a huge pop with the crowd. He's got such a great, coordination with the people. Even though it looks like he's just acting a fool doing a speed walk down the ramp, which is hilarious. I love it. I love his style. The whole thing with it is just completely comedic.
Yeah.
And honestly, I don't think Miz will get the United States title, but there still is a chance that he can get it.
I have to agree with you. Santino is, basically what we're looking at, World Wrestling Entertainment. And what is Santino? He's a valuable entertainment. And that's what he's been bringing as of late. The Miz, he's good. He's good. He knows how to draw heat. He's not as big as he used to be about a year ago or so. Mm-hmm. But I have to agree with you. I don't see them dropping the title off of Santino to The Miz. So both of our picks, we're going for Santino Marella to keep the United States title at the YouTube pre-show, half an hour before Extreme Rules. Now, let's get to Extreme Rules. Now, we're going to talk about this match first because it was also announced that this Sunday, the stipulation for this match will be announced at that time. It's the Intercontinental Championship match. It's going to be the Big Show defending against Cody Rhodes. Now, they've been doing a really good job with the feud and the build-up to this feud. Wouldn't you agree, Cody?
Sorry, a little congested. But yes, the build-up is going really great between Big Show and Cody Rhodes. Honestly, it's been going pretty well through Raw and SmackDown. I've seen all the shows for the past few weeks following WrestleMania, and from what I'm seeing, it looks like one heck of a matchup. Whatever the stipulation may be, they're going to turn out to have a very good match. Now, as to who's going to go over, honestly, I still believe, the Big Show is, you got to think about the Big Show, 7 foot, 450 plus pounds, Intercontinental Champion. Against Cody Rhodes, who's considered a cashew compared to him, squash him like a bug, It's just, I still think I got my bets on Big Show.
But do you think when they announced the stipulation to the match this Sunday, it would make a good pivotal difference to it? Because
it could make a big difference.
Because there is word, there's a rumor going around. This is what I'm thinking they could possibly do with Big Show and Cody Rhodes for the Intercontinental title. Ladder match.
It could be a ladder match. It could be a false count. Well, they've already got a false count anywhere. My mistake.
Yeah.
But it could be, maybe a 2 out of 3 falls, or it could be anything else. But they've already got a 2 out of 3 falls match with, Sheamus and Daniel Bryan for the World Heavyweight Championship. So it's a good determination that it will be a ladder match. You know, you got two big names up there. Why not kind of sizzle up a little bit, keep the crowd on their toes with a ladder match? You know, so being that it may be a ladder match, there is a good chance that it can go into the favor of Cody Rhodes. But, you know, it could go either way. Honestly, if the stipulation was a ladder match, I'd have to be pretty much, the balance would be level.
Yeah, it would be. It definitely would be. So that's the whole reason why I'm going to be withdrawing my pick, and I'm going to wait until what I see out of them this Sunday, because we have an unknown variable in this match, which kind of makes it hard to break down and actually give like an accurate prediction as to which way it's going to go. You know, normally when we have all the details, we have all the information, that makes it a whole lot easier for us to make an accurate prediction. You know, give our our thoughts on it. But since we have an unknown variable, you know, the unknown stipulation between the Big Show and Cody Rhodes for Extreme Rules, it kind of makes it difficult. So I'm going to save my pick until what I see from them this Sunday.
I agree.
All right, the next matchup has been brewing really well, especially what happened on Monday Night Raw this past week. It's Randy Orton versus Kane in a Falls Count Anywhere match. Now, on the WrestleMania video that I did with a good friend of mine, John, he said, well, I told him that they should have a stipulation match at WrestleMania. It should have been like a Falls Count Anywhere match, and it didn't go anyway, but it still turned out pretty good, in my opinion. And, of course, then we had the no DQ match where on SmackDown where Randy Orton won. So, basically, what we're looking at here is the rubber match between Randy Orton and Kane, with it being Falls Count Anywhere. Back to the Blast from the Past SmackDown, and what were your thoughts? I never got a chance to ask you this, but what were your thoughts when they had Kane attack not only Randy Orton, but his father, Cowboy Bob Orton?
I think the attack with Kane on the Ortons, both Cowboy Bob and Randy, was a good way to put a little bit of a twist into the line, you know, making it look like Kane has the upper hand, and he can twist the mind of Randy Orton, which the following SmackDown after that, which was this past Friday, Randy Orton tried to get into Kane's head and have Paul Bearer shut away in a freezer, and that didn't phase Kane a lick. So it's like, screw it, Randy comes out to comes down the ramp while Kane's trying to go back up, and gives him a whooping of his life with a lead pipe. You know, turns the tables, evens out the playing ground. I got a feeling that lead pipe's going to be a lot to do with that match.
I feel bad for Percy Pringle, you know. First time on WWE television in a long time, and what they have him do, have him sit down in a wheelchair and wheeled into a freezer. No offense to Percy Pringle, you know what I mean. You know, he's still one of the best
Big
managers.
ups, one of the best managers of all time.
So now, as far as this match goes, it's really a toss-up because, you know, for WrestleMania, I actually thought Randy Orton was going to go over on Kane.
I did too.
And then we all got the shocker, and remember, I think it was the spot was a chokeslam off
the top rope.
And then Kane got the win, and then we have Randy Orton getting the win in the no DQ match on SmackDown, which led everyone to believe, and it's really happened, of course, that a rubber match was going to be coming, and now we have a Falls Count Anywhere match between Randy Orton and Kane. You know what? I'm going to flip a coin because this is really hard to say. It's very hard to say because of, you know, the both styles of and the kind of level of performance that we expect both from Kane and Randy Orton. You know, the WrestleMania match, I was on the fence about, but their no DQ match on SmackDown was really, really good. They had a lot of really good spots in that. So now that we have a Falls Count Anywhere match between them two, I'd say, you know, heads or tails, whoever wins this one, we should get a good quality match between these two guys.
Regardless on who wins, I agree. There should be a high caliber match. You're going to get the crowd on their side. Doesn't matter who it is, whether it's Kane or Randy Orton. And, you know, it just there's nothing really we can do about it, you know, honestly. But, you know, regardless of the situation, you're looking at one heck of a match between both of these guys. You know, another one that's going to be hanging on the balance. It's anybody's game.
So let's just, you know, flip an imaginary coin and let's go Randy Orton on this one. How about that?
Yeah, I'll go with you.
And next up we have the World Heavyweight Championship match between Sheamus and Daniel Bryan, which is a 2 out of 3 falls match. Now, a lot of fans, Cody, were very appalled at the 18-second World Heavyweight Championship win at WrestleMania I gotta get this question out of the way for you. In your mind, good move, bad move?
Honestly, I felt it was a bad move. Because, yeah, the 18-second thing, oh, hey, wow. But still, it should have been at least a 10, 12-minute match. Instead of just stepping up, broke kick, put it out the way. That didn't really make any sense. Maybe the broke kick could have went forward and he would have kicked out at like a final two. Would have been a bit of a fight, and then Sheamus come out on top at the end. But that honestly, that was a fluke.
Yeah, definitely. Now, what makes this feud kind of weird, Cody, is the fact that this new gimmick they have Daniel Bryan running, the yes, Cody and Jody, say it with me. Yes. The yes gimmick for Daniel Bryan is actually starting to go over on the crowd.
It's spreading like a wildfire, no doubt about it. He even changed the name of the LaBelle lock to the yes lock.
Exactly.
And every time he lays a punch, you hear the crowd go, yes, yes. I'm like, wow, this is amazing. Something so simple as a word. Oh, I just put the Wolfman Jackson calling. I'll be right back.
Well, I'll go ahead and break down the match a little bit more to kind of reiterate with what Cody Hawkinz was saying. The fact that the yes gimmick has gotten so... Yeah, that's Cody and Jody, guys. Anyway, with the yes gimmick getting so over on the crowd, it's really hard to say which way they're going to go. Now, there have also been a lot of rumors as of late saying that the crowd was going to be kind of censored and kind of quieted in a sense because of the whole thing with the yes gimmick. And the WWE wanted Daniel Bryan to be heel, and as desperately and as hard as they're trying with the yes gimmick, then it's just not happening. The yes gimmick is getting over on that crowd. I want to quote the Studley Man Ashley on this. I'm pretty sure Cody Hawkinz is hearing me as I say this too. Studley Man Ashley told me this as Cody is back. This is what Ashley said, Cody, about the yes gimmick. It is very, very, very similar to the what gimmick from Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yes is the new what.
Definitely.
Yes is the new
definitely. So it's very hard to say which way they're going to go. Now, I wouldn't mind seeing them, one way or the other. We're going to go all the way to the third match. No doubt about that, because if they stop it at like match fall number 2, then it would be just like a travesty. It's almost as bad as the 18-second WrestleMania match.
Yeah.
So we have to go to the third match. But I'll tell you what, I would not be surprised if Sheamus retained the title at Extreme Rules. However, I would not be amiss and I would not be upset if they put the title back on Daniel Bryan to possibly further strengthen the yes gimmick for him. I mean, he's even got his own t-shirt, which I'm possibly thinking about ordering myself. Yes, you heard me right. The yes t-shirt, and if I do get it, I will have an unbagging video of it right here on WGS-TV. But, it's like I said, I would not be amiss and I would not, be upset to see that if Daniel Bryan becomes the World Heavyweight Champion this Sunday.
Well, I mean, it can, there's so many things that have been put along with the storyline between Sheamus and Daniel Bryan. It can go back to Daniel Bryan or it can stay with Sheamus. And either way, it's going to extend the storyline. It's going to bring a little more heat. So what I'm looking at is, it doesn't matter which one wins. The storyline maintains its heat, regardless of the situation, because of the whole yes thing. Mm-hmm. He's gonna put if Daniel Bryan wins, he's gonna put it in Sheamus's face. And he's gonna continue the yes chant, yes, yes, yes. And Sheamus is gonna get tired of it, beat the living daylights out of him, probably bump into a referee and have to be fined $500,000. But I mean, it can go either way. Like I said, with the story writers, with the storyline writers, Lord knows, But from what I'm seeing for this match, Sheamus will retain.
Next up is a very touchy match and a very touchy subject that WWE has been doing as of late. It's the WWE Championship match between CM Punk and Chris Jericho in the Chicago Street Fight. One thing I gotta say, big ups to CM Punk and the acting job and the setup he did on Chris Jericho on Monday Night Raw. That was absolutely well done and actually hilarious.
Oh, it was gold.
You know, what? Go sit down. We got my little brothers over here, guys. Don't worry about it. Anyway, as epic as the WrestleMania match between Jericho and CM Punk was, because it was a really epic match. If it wasn't for Undertaker and Hell in a Cell being Undertaker Triple H Hell in a Cell being the match of the night, in my opinion, CM Punk and Chris Jericho very much would have been the pick for match of the night for me. But can we expect just that, you know, a same level of epicness in this match, or can we expect even more now that it's a Chicago street fight in CM Punk's hometown?
Well, from what I'm seeing, it's going to bring a lot of hype. Like, the match has already got so much hype already.
Yes.
You know, with the whole thing of Jericho putting in Punk's face about his mom, his dad, his sister. You know, not to mention, all three of them people are going to be ringside watching this match Sunday night at Extreme Rules. So Jericho gets to get in their faces, or CM Punk will beat him in front of them, you know, for their own eyes to see. And, you know, honestly, Punk is no longer trying to prove to the world that he's the best in the world. He's just going to show that he can beat the living daylights out of him. Because he's actually gone under his skin somewhat, you know, with the whole alcohol thing and then talking smack about his family. It's like, you want to know what? You're dissing my family. You're getting pummeled to the ground at Extreme Rules. You know, so I think it would be a great push.
Cody.
Yes, sir.
You wasn't supposed to speak of what you were calling today.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
5:35.
Well, I got a few more minutes.
All right, I'll edit that out. 3, 2, 1. Now, before we get to the pick for this match, I have to ask you this, Cody. In your opinion, if CM Punk retains the title this Sunday in the Chicago Street Fight, could we be possibly looking at the end of the feud between Punk and Jericho?
Not by a long shot.
Really?
Not by a long shot, because from what it seems, Jericho is going to inch at him and inch at him and inch at him until he gets the World Heavy or the WWE Championship. You know, and if that storyline gets thrown out and something new comes in, so be it. You know, but honestly, this match, from what I'm seeing, it's not the match to end the feud, but it's a match to settle a score.
To settle a score. That's a good point. Definitely a good point. Now, I got to figure, you know, CM Punk has been a great face WWE champion. He's got a tremendous role, and I don't see that role stopping Sunday night, especially with the rumors and the stories going around about Jericho leaving for the summer to do a summer tour with Fozzy. I don't think that would make a very good. I don't think it would make good sense for them to put the title on Jericho, knowing that he's only going to be there probably a couple more months. However, you know, the Bella Twins contract is supposed to end at the end of this month, which is in about 5 or 6 days. And what did they do on Monday Night Raw? They put the Divas title on Nikki Bella. That shows they don't know absolutely nothing. They don't know what they're doing whatsoever. So, you know, we're speaking logically here. We're speaking logically, you know, because both me and Cody, we know how to think. WWE Creative, they don't know how to think. And yes, I said that. If people, WWE Creative, they got a problem with me about that, they can find me. I'm not a hard man to find.
Because you know, it's sad to say, whenever independent organizations, okay, have better storylines than the professional leagues.
Exactly.
Okay, GCW, okay, we develop better storylines as an independent organization than any professional organization around here. Okay, that's why we're the top organization in the state of Louisiana, and we're about to push borders.
GCW-GulfCoastWrestling.com. Make sure you guys check that out. Now, so my official pick is CM Punk to retain the WWE Championship. You're in agreement with that?
Yeah, I second that motion. CM Punk all the way.
And now the big match, the main event, what we've been seeing the past few weeks, the Extreme Rules match between John Cena and the return of Brock Lesnar. Before we go a step further, Cody, your thoughts on the return of Lesnar in the WWE?
The return of Lesnar was a bit of a curveball for me, honestly, because one, I was not home whenever this Raw was aired and Lesnar came back the day after WrestleMania. You know, so I ended up having to see it on YouTube, well, not really YouTube, but on my Facebook page, seeing that the video Lesnar returns to the WWE, you know, and I was like, this is an interesting curveball. I'm like, well, it's a way to keep Cena's image alive, you know. You know, some people still consider him the poster boy, you know, of the WWE. So why not give him a run for his money? Why not give the WWE a run for their money? And all the WWE universe to be like, maybe he's gone. Maybe there's going to be a new face. Or Cena will snap back into the Cena that started his career in the WWE 10 years ago and put Lesnar back in his place like he did a while back.
We got a major hint of that on Monday Night Raw when Cena came out with the padlock and the chain. We haven't seen the padlock and the chain.
Thugonomics is coming back.
How big a... when he came out with that on Monday Night Raw, you noticed that there were more Cena chants and less of the Cena sucks chants.
Yeah, I noticed that. That was an interesting little factoid about Monday Night Raw this past Monday. You know, because all you've heard for the past year is, let's go Cena, Cena sucks. You know, so all you're hearing now is just straight Cena. You know, and that's amazing. Now that we know that Cena, the old Cena, the attitude of the old Cena is back, you know, to where we know that this is going to be a very interesting match. It's an Extreme Rules match against Brock Lesnar, you know, and Brock Lesnar, he hasn't seen the WWE in
8 years.
8 years, you know, so he might have a little bit of ring rust on him. But I think he's still got a lot of ability because of the fact of he's been in the UFC. He's a former UFC heavyweight champion. Back whenever he was in the WWE for his rookie years, he was a 3-time WWE champion. You know, in college, NCAA wrestling champion. High school wrestling, dominated. You know, so he's got a lot of good wrestling background, no doubt about it. But when you think about it, it's the lineage that Cena has brought since Lesnar's been gone. You know, Lesnar's been out, and like Edge said at Monday Night Raw, whenever Lesnar left, Edge and Cena were the ones picking up the slack because he wanted to leave all of a sudden, you know. So I still got a lot of props for Cena. I do have some props for Lesnar, but I'm pulling for Cena for this Extreme Rules main event.
I gotta see it the same way for Cena to win because, you know, for one, they already had him lose to The Rock at WrestleMania 28, and you know, I'm gonna give it to them as best as they could. You know, it was one of the highest selling points for WrestleMania for them to have 1.3 million buys and gross nearly 60. I think it was like $64 million in sales, including the live event. But
that's all merchandise, tickets, you name it. That's all profits combined.
Now The Rock was gone for just about as long as Lesnar was from the WWE ring. Are we looking at possibly the same kind of ring rust in Lesnar that we saw in The Rock at WrestleMania?
I say worse.
Worse?
Worse.
Really?
Because, you know, Lesnar, he set his sights on UFC. You know, former UFC heavyweight champion. Good for him. But The Rock, he stays working out. Okay. If I'm not mistaken, anywhere that's got a ring, he is in it. Okay. Even if it is just to take a couple of bumps. You know, to just to keep the rust off. You know, Rock did an amazing job at WrestleMania. For the time he's been out of the ring, he did a good job at Survivor Series, if I'm not mistaken it was, when him and Cena tagged up. And then he did a good job against Cena at WrestleMania. You know, like the Survivor Series, it kind of gave the people a little taste what he was going to bring to the table. You know, in the WrestleMania, he pretty much pulled out all his trademarks, got over with the crowd. Hell of a match. You know, but with Lesnar, honestly, he might be a couple beers shy of a six-pack.
Yeah, and I gotta agree with you on your pick, because I really don't see Cena losing to Lesnar. Lesnar just doesn't look like in the shape he used to be in. He doesn't have. Now they try to bring him, build him back up to what he was. For those of you who don't remember, before he left the company,
he stacked.
He was stacked, and he also had the gimmick of being the manster. The manster, the guy that was punking out everybody and hurting anybody he had, he could get his hands on. Case in point, Josh Matthews on Monday Night Raw.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't think he's just ready for that. And honestly, in my opinion, John Cena is still my pick, but honestly, in my opinion, I think the match is happening. I don't know if you agree with this or not, Cody, but I think the match is happening a little bit too soon for my liking.
Too much heat too fast, and they got the match coming up too soon. Now, if they pushed it over another month, it would have been a little more adequate. But the people want to see this, the people want to see that. So apparently, the people who run the cards for this show and who's running the card for this pay-per-view do not have enough insight with their storyline writers to push it on and let it carry on a little while longer.
Exactly. So I hope you guys enjoyed our thoughts, our insight into the Extreme Rules pay-per-view this Sunday. If you guys want to make your predictions on the pay-per-view for this Sunday, be sure you leave your comments in the comment section below. It's down there. Also, don't forget to like and favorite the video, and don't forget, please subscribe to youtube.com/WrestleGamer. And don't forget, when we get up to 1,000 subscribers, we're going to have a DVD giveaway. So be sure you sub to youtube.com/WrestleGamer. For the Big Machine Cody Hawkinz, I'm Double B Billy Boudreaux, saying thank you very much for watching.